going on for Mr. Gonzalez. Now, all three of the first-year guys, they got the call to the Hall. Ed Champ and Tony. Now, Kevin Mawai and Ty Law, a pleasant surprise. Pat Boland, the Godfather, Gil Brandt, and Johnny Robinson, all of your inductees for 2019. Now, Rod, yesterday you said that Champ, Ed, and Tony, they'd be shoo-ins, but what about some of the other guys that we just saw on that list? What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm glad Kevin Mawai made it because he was a perennial Pro Bowler. He set the tone for the Jets run game. Then he went to Tennessee, set the tone for that run game. And when general managers were looking for those type of players in the draft, they were always looking back at, Kevin Mawai and what type of player he was. So I'm happy he made it. He was one of the perennial guys to great pro on and off the field. It's hard to find those type of players.
Yeah, if you were a running back in the day, chances are if Kevin Mawai was blocking for you, you'd have a 100-yard game and maybe a 1,000-yard season.
Absolutely.
We know plenty of guys with those numbers that ran behind Kevin Mawai. James, what do you think about some of the other cats that got in besides the first-year balloteers?
The one I'm most excited about, roll the tape for me. Roll the tape. This why I'm excited. Because
What you got?
when I was a young rookie, I went up against a guy in Denver named Champ Bailey. Whoo!
Oh, got him.
Woo! That's young JJ. So I'm very happy that he got in because I'm going to go home and I'm going to YouTube this play and I'm going to show my two kids, look, son, he got a gold jacket and he couldn't guard your daddy. So listen to what your daddy has to say.
Did you just find a way to make his night about you?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Just a little bit.
I listened to Tad.
No wide receivers getting in. Isaac Bruce left out. Tony
that hurts.
Baselli again. Alan
hurts.
Faneca.
Four
Tom
DBs.
Flores. A lot of DBs
Four
in this
DBs.
class.
They're starting to realize who are the best athletes in the National Football League, James.
Man, I knew that
Is that what it is?
That's right.
Is that
So
what
the
it is?
moment when they bring the Hall of Famers up on stage is always one of the most emotional moments of the night at Honors. But the moment that I think a lot of people were waiting for this year was the announcement of this year's MVP. Would it be Patrick Mahomes? Would it be Drew Brees? For the end of the season, it sort of appeared like Patrick Mahomes took the lead, and it might be obvious. And in fact, it turned out to be Patrick Mahomes, not only for MVP, but for Offensive Player of the Year. And here's what he had to say about winning the big one.
I'm truly honored to win the NFL's Most Valuable Player award. When you look at this award, you see the rich history that it has. You see guys like Elway and Favre, Manning and Brady, and many more. And I'm so humbled that I can be sharing this prestigious honor with them.
Deserving, James?
Absolutely. Like I was telling Rod, it's a quarterback-driven league, but when you go out there and you throw with your left hand, you throw with your eyes closed, you throw no-look passes, you roll to the right and throw it 80 yards to the left, 50 touchdowns, 5,000-plus yards. Listen, this was no-brainer right here.
5,000 yards, over 50 touchdowns. I mean, you had to give it to him. Young fella, he has a bright future.
He certainly does, and he's the third quarterback to throw for 50 or more touchdowns, 5,000 yards in a season, and something tells me, I have a good hunch, that it will not be his last because there's a bright future in Kansas City for Patrick Mahomes and those Kansas City Chiefs. Now, when it comes to all the other hardware that was handed out tonight, we know that Patrick Mahomes took home MVP honors, also Offensive Player of the Year. Well, imagine Matt Ryan from 2016 bringing home the double duty. You see Aaron Donald right there, Defensive Player of the Year, and Matt Nagy standing up for the city of Chicago, Coach of the Year. And Vic Fangio, well, he's the Assistant Coach of the Year. He'll have a new duty over there in Denver, of course. Darius Leonard, wow, he was quite the rookie for the Indianapolis Colts. And Andrew Luck shook off the rust to earn himself the Comeback Player of the Year. And Saquon Barkley, AP Offensive Rookie of the Year. And as for him, a little something extra on the line for Saquon the Chef.
You had kind of a little wager with somebody else you were going up against, Baker Mayfield. Does he owe you something now, and what are you going to ask for?
We had a little bet, a little friendly bet going on. Loser got to get the other one a chain.
All right.
I won big. Heck of a year to you also, but make it a little shiny for me.
All right, so we heard from Saquon Barkley. We also saw the Andrew Luck, James, Comeback Player of the Year. We saw him shake off the rust as the season got deeper and deeper as the weeks went on. He really stood up, and he really did earn this award.
Absolutely. This is well-deserved. Like, we didn't even think Andrew Luck was going to play football again. He comes out this season, and he's not just handing the ball off. He's throwing it 40 times a game. This team won 4 games last year. You get one player back. It's not too many guys you can name on that defense besides the Defensive Rookie of the Year. And they won 10 games, and he had this team in the playoffs and won a playoff game on the road. This right here is well-deserved.
Now, how about Aaron Donald, Rod? 20.5 sacks. He was a one-man wrecking crew. Aaron Donald, Defensive Player of the Year, well-deserved.
I just want people to appreciate defense in the year of the offense. Just think about what he did. I mean, 20.5 sacks from the D-tackle spot is equivalent to a quarterback throwing 50 touchdowns. And if people don't appreciate the defensive side, just the fact he's inside, he's getting double teamed.
James is shaking his head over there.
Yeah, he doesn't understand defense. That's why he's never played
okay.
defense. So he doesn't get it. He doesn't get what I'm saying.
Hey, I was a cold safety in high school, man.
I just want everybody to appreciate what he did this year.
Okay.
Coach of the Year I thought was interesting. Matt Nagy taking it home. Anthony Lynn coming in second. Frank Reich was a lot of people's choices coming in third in that one. Another award handed out tonight, the last